Madam President, we thank Guyana and other elected members of the Council for the courage they've shown and for their efforts to move today's draft resolution forward. We supported the document, and we pay tribute to those responsible members of the Council who, just like us, understand that there's a need to have the speediest and unconditional ceasefire in Gaza as a gauge for general stabilization in the region. And now I would like my colleagues to listen very carefully to the following part of my statement. Once I finish, I'll explain why. It is shocking that the U.S. has vetoed an effort to save the lives of Palestinians and Israelis, though perhaps we shouldn't be surprised about it. For months, the United States has obstructed and obfuscated, standing in the way of the Council action to address the catastrophic situation in Gaza and playing on one side of the conflict to advance its own political objectives at the expense of Palestinian lives. Today, the Council would have come together to call for a comprehensive ceasefire, protection of civilians, and solution to the whole complex of humanitarian problems faced by the Palestinians. The U.S. claims it is in the interest of the regions, but votes against a resolution supported by the majority of regional countries, and which would have passed for the benefit of the region. We could have demanded today an immediate, unconditional, and sustainable ceasefire in Gaza, as well as an immediate and unconditional release of all hostages. It is unconscionable that the U.S. would cynically stand in the way of demanding such actions to save lives in the world's worst humanitarian crisis.
Thank you, Madam President. My apologies for taking the floor. I just need to respond very briefly to some comments made by the representative of the Russian Federation. Let me just say, as I've said many times, Russia is in no position to single out any state for being responsible for the deaths and killings of civilians when every day it is raining down hundreds of missiles, bombs, and UAVs on the people of Ukraine, conducting some of the most savage and barbaric attacks seen in Europe since World War II. We will continue to remind the world of this barbarity, carried out by a permanent member of the Security Council in blatant violation of the UN Charter. So, Madam President, I would say to my Russian colleague that he should think twice before accusing anyone of hypocrisy. Thank you.